Hello all, welcome back to Audiology with Khwaja. This is the second video in our three-part video series discussing about the challenges that the hearing aid users are facing in this pandemic and how to overcome them. In this video, we will see about how to set a program in any hearing aid which can be used by the hearing aid users when having a conversation with people wearing masks. Let's get into it. In the previous video, we have seen how different masks affect speech, which frequencies are affected, and how much is this attenuation. In this video, we will see about how to overcome them. Before I directly take you to the values that needs to be changed, I'm going to give a brief overview of the parameters available for us to change in the hearing aid software. This is the screenshot of one of the hearing aid software. The options available here are almost similar to the ones that is there with you. I like to bring to your notice the three curve here, 1, 2 and 3, and this is the graphical or pictorial representation of the numerical values available here. So why do we have three curves here? Almost all the hearing aids available nowadays which we connect to the computer are nonlinear hearing aids. That means we not only have frequency specific gains, but we also have input level specific gain. We divide the input range into three categories: low, mid and high. And we have specific set of values, gain values across frequencies for these three different categories. That is what is shown here. So for an example, if we take 1 kilohertz, when I say 1 kilohertz, it is not exactly 1 kilohertz like in the audiogram, but this is the center frequency. So this is a band, 1 kilohertz band. So it will have a lot of frequencies whose center frequency is 1 kilohertz. So when I receive a soft level sound at 1 kilohertz, I amplify it by 14 dB. So the gain set for low level sound in this frequency or in this band is 14 dB. When I receive a moderate or mild level sound, I'm going to amplify it by 5 dB. And when I receive a loud sound, I'm not going to amplify at all. So it is mentioned as 0. So likewise, we have gain values across frequencies. We have lot of values here, and these values are represented by these diamonds. Here we have so many values because it is mentioned 9. I have selected 9, which means that this hearing aid that I have connected has 9 band, but the low cost hearing aids have minimum 4 bands. That means I will be able to see only 4 columns. This will be 50, 65, 80. This will remain the same, but these values will change into 4 columns. So I can have only 4 different gain values. Now this is a picture which we have seen in the previous video. This is the graphical representation of the research they have done earlier, which shows that the frequencies that get affected is between 2 kilohertz and 7 kilohertz. So if anything we need to do is with these frequencies 2 to 7,000 hertz. So now if we have to change the values, now here we have 2 kilohertz, then we have till 7 kilohertz, okay, 2 to 6, we will only change values at this point, right? In case if it is a 4 channel or 4 band hearing aid, we are not going to have this many values here. It could be just 2 to 6 as one specific band. So in that case, we will be able to enter only one value. Okay. So what next? National Acoustic Laboratories, famously known for the prescriptive formulas that we have read in our academic programs, they, after research, have given recommendations for mask mode. So when we have to set a separate program for mask, they recommend that we set the gain settings like this. We will have already a gain setting which is based on the thresholds in the audiogram and then the prescriptive formula which we have chosen, And in addition to it, this is the correction factor. We have to add these values, this gain, to the already available gain. From this we see that the low frequencies are not affected much. That is the reason we see that from 250 to 1000 Hz, we see only 1 dB increment of the gain. And after 1 kilohertz till 8 kilohertz, we see it increases further till 6 dB. So now we know what changes need to be done. So we note down these values. We go back to our hearing aid programming software. So we have our frequency values here. In case, for example, we have to provide 6 kilohertz, we have to provide 6 dB increment. Okay. So here, imagine we have 21, 11 and 1. So we don't make any changes to this loud sound, because already loud sound doesn't require more amplification. So whatever changes we are seeing here, we are going to implement only in these two regions. So 6 kilohertz, we said, we saw it is 6 dB increment. So now 21 here, I'm going to select 3 and then press twice, which means 3 plus 3 is 6. Here also I will do the same thing. So at the end, this will be 27 and this will be 17. Likewise, we have to make for the other frequencies. So we saw it's 1 dB increment in 250. So this will become 5. This will become 1. This remains the same. We don't touch it. So this is as simple. But there are few considerations that Null recommends. The first one is the feedback. Now we have said we are increasing up to 6 dB in the high frequencies. That possibly can give feedback. So we need to make sure that the fit is proper and we run feedback test. The next is uncomfortable environmental sound. Because we are increasing the sound, we need to make sure that the other environmental sounds are not disturbing our usual hearing. Next, the sound quality due to saturations. Now that we are increasing the gain, we are going to have a difference in our MPO and compression ratio. So if we have a bigger compression ratio, we are going to lose the quality of the sound. So in that case, we can increase the MPO a little bit, provided we have reserve MPO, to solve this issue. They also recommend to switch on directional microphone and the noise reduction to the fullest available, because when we focus on an individual who is speaking to us wearing mask, we don't want the sounds that is surrounding us to be disturbing us. Every single hearing aid manufacturer has come up with their own set of recommendations for mask mode. Among that, Signia has come up with a mask mode in their app, so you just need to switch on. You won't even change anything in the software. But for the other Phonak and Oticon and other hearing aids, we have to manually set this mask mode as one of the program. So when a patient is speaking to a person, they will switch their hearing aid to the mask mode. And after they are coming back to a normal place where they doesn't require, we are going to switch that back to the normal one. Why not just continue with mask mode? Number one, it is going to drain the battery because we have kept directional microphone and noise reduction to the fullest. So your hearing aid is doing a lot of work, which means it consumes a lot of the battery. So you're going to lose your battery life. Number two, we have amplified the sound. So this amplification may not be required in all the environment. That would become too much for the hearing aid wearer. So recommend them to use it only when they need it and to switch off when they don't need it. See you in the next video.